Okay, so in this video, I want to explain all about your metrics and maintaining your metrics because this is absolutely critical when you're dealing with Amazon. You're playing their game, and if you don't abide by their rules and you don't pay attention to your metrics and they get away from you, then you will get your account suspended. I mean, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, none of your metrics are anything that you should be taking lightly. This is this is very important that you pay close attention to your metrics. Okay, and I'm going to explain them. The ones that you need to really worry about are right here on this page, and the order defect rate. You have to keep that target under 1%. And what goes into what comprises that metric is your negative feedback, your A to Z claims, and your chargeback claims. So I don't hardly ever get any chargeback claims. I've had two, I think, since I've started drop shipping, and that's basically after somebody's got the product and after some amount of time, months usually, they might file a chargeback with their credit card company saying something like they don't recognize the charge or whatever. I've had two, and I've won them both. So, and then when you do get them, you just have to represent to Amazon. You just have to basically answer the claim, give Amazon the information they're asking for, and that usually takes care of it. Your A to Z claims makes up your order defect rate and your negative feedback. So you don't want this to go over 1%. If it goes over 1%, you're going to lose the buy box for sure until it comes back down. And if it goes too high, you could lose, you could get suspended. And, there's really no reason for this to go over that 1% because if you're diligent and you're not ignoring your negative feedback, it's inevitable that sometimes you're going to get negative feedback. But, most of it is manageable. I made a video and I showed you how to ask for it to be removed. But you can also call the customer, directly. And that's what I would recommend. And the same with your A to Z claims. I made another video about your A to Z claims. 99% of our A to Z claims, we have the customer withdraw. So you can watch both of those videos on how you manage your A to Z claims, how you manage your negative feedback. I didn't make a video about how to manage your chargebacks because you very rarely are going to get any of those. But if you do, you just give it, you put in all the information of what you know about the product, give Amazon some information, and then they'll handle the chargeback. But you want to keep, that under 1%. Otherwise, you're going to have a problem. And these are the three things that go into that metric. I don't ever get any of these, so I don't even know. I've had no customers complain about any product safety or product authenticity or anything like that. Now, your late shipment rate. Now, this is very important, and this is one of the ones that'll get you shut down faster than anything. So this is based on your handling time. So your late shipment rate is based on your handling time. It's basically saying when you set that handling time, you're saying that when the customer orders it, this is how long it's going to take you to ship it. And if it goes over that amount of time, then that's going to be a mark against your late shipment rate. And you don't want this going. You don't want this going over 4%. You want to keep it. Mine is less than 1%. So, if you're setting your handling times too soon, then you could have a lot of issues with this. So it's always better to err on the side of caution and set that handling time a couple of days longer than the merchant is telling you it's going to take to ship it. The next metric is your pre-fulfillment cancel rate. Now you have to keep this under 2.5%. And what that is basically if you've got an item that went out of stock and you need to cancel it. And what we do is there's several different ways that we handle this. Now we're always juggling, like if we can afford to let a shipment go late. The first thing we do if we have to mark something out of stock for whatever reason, the first thing we do is send those emails. And there's a video on how to do it. There's a template on what you send the customer, but we basically want the customer to send us an email asking us to cancel that order, because if we can get them to do that, then it doesn't, then we'll go ahead and cancel it as buyer canceled, as the reason being buyer canceled. And as long as they sent that email with the subject line order cancellation request, and I can show you one of these. So basically, we send the template to the customer when we have an OOS, which is out of stock item. We send the email template to the customer, and I'll just scroll through here and find you what it looks like. Okay, here's one right here. So here's where, we've sent this guy the template, and we had to send him the template 1, 2, 3, 4 times before he actually responded. But what they do is they send in email that says order cancellation request from Amazon customer, blah, blah, blah. As long as you get that, then it's okay to go ahead and cancel that order. And what you would do is you would just basically come to the order, and you would click on cancel order, and then you would select the reason as being buyer canceled. So as long as you get that email from the customer saying order cancellation request and you click buyer canceled, then it's not going to count against your metric. And like I said, we're very, very diligent in getting people to cancel their orders if it's OOS. We send them multiple emails a day. We call them on the phone. We leave messages. We send text messages. And we're very diligent on getting them to cancel. So that's a very important metric to pay attention to. Now, the other metric that you want to pay attention to is your valid tracking rate. Now, the valid tracking rate is how many valid, the percentage of your valid tracking. You have to have at least 95% of all the links that you confirm tracking have to be valid. And so what sometimes in this business, and I learned the hard way, so I'm telling you so you don't have to learn the hard way, is when you're confirming the tracking, when an item that you ordered from the merchant has shipped and you have that tracking number, you don't just want to right away, you do not want to just go over and confirm the tracking. You have to make sure that the product has been scanned in by the merchant. If it's in label created status or information sent to FedEx, if that label hasn't been scanned in and started moving, then it's going to be an invalid tracking mark against you. So you have to make sure that item has been scanned in by the carrier at least once, and then when it's been scanned in by the carrier, then you come over here and you confirm the tracking on Amazon of that order, and then you update your software. So this is that metric. Your valid tracking rate. Remember, they have to be scanned in, and then you would confirm the tracking on Amazon. So these are the metrics that you need to pay attention to. These are very important, and a lot of times in the beginning, while people are learning how to do this stuff, they let these things get out of whack and they get their account suspended. So I can't stress it enough. This is what you really need to pay attention to. And you want to keep these all clean at all costs so that you can keep selling on Amazon and making lots of money. So pay attention to your metrics.